Hello everybody, Ryan Grant here and welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to be dropping the biggest secret to getting jacked fast. This secret is a massive secret. I've never said this to anyone before in my life, so make sure you get ready. Fucking hell, that's really not me, is it? Before we get into this big secret and this video, I just want to briefly introduce myself to you guys if you don't know me already. So my name is Ryan, I'm 19, and over the past 4 years, I have gained over 27 kilos, taking myself from this to this, completely changing myself through the gym, and I'm on a mission to help as many men do the exact same thing, which is why I've created a free community which helps men with weight and muscle gain. Going to be the link in the description. However, I won't bore you and I'll mention more on that later. So without further ado, let's get into this secret about getting jacked fast. Okay, so the big secret that you're probably on your knees for, I don't know, is stop thinking it will happen fast. Right? It takes a long time. Right? It takes consistent hard efforts over a long period of time. Right? It's not something that happens quickly, and it's not something that comes easy. You've got to work for it, you've got to sweat for it, and you've got to get through adversity to get to where you want to go, right? And you may be thinking, why on earth is, acknowledging that it doesn't take long the secret to getting jacked the fastest? Well, the reason why is because you will be then aligning yourself with the reality of what's true, right? And obviously we can like change our perception on reality and many things, and we can sort of delude ourselves, right? However, we don't necessarily want to delude ourselves with something that is objectively true, because we can't necessarily change how biology works and obviously how our muscles respond to resistance and training, and we can't necessarily control how our biology responds to that, because well, biology's biology, right? Obviously, we can do certain things and we can do different things to obviously speed up the processes, like take steroids, but why would you do that if you're watching this video? I'm assuming you're a beginner, you're pretty skinny, and you're sort of wanting to learn about this stuff, so that's completely out the topic. We're doing this naturally around here. But the more you realise that it does take time and it won't happen fast, the sooner you're going to get your head down, you're going to start working, you're going to start grafting, and then the results are going to come as a consequence of that. And one more thing that I want to go over as well is that so many people, you've just clicked on this video, right? I literally I've got you wrapped around my finger, because I titled this video some ridiculously clickbaity thing about how to get jacked ridiculously fast. I don't know what the title is going to be as of me recording this video right now. However, that just shows that you want these things quickly, you want these things easy, and obviously as humans, we move towards things that are obviously easier and more instantly gratifying and more obtainable, right? Because that's just natural human nature. But what the point I'm trying to make here is that you've got your mindset completely twisted. So because you clicked on this video and because you want these results fast, you are focused on the wrong thing. Or you're not necessarily focused on the wrong thing, but you're focused too much on one thing, which in turn makes it bad. And that one thing is the destination, right? Because you want these results fast, you want these results quick. Therefore, you want, that's the destination, right? You want to get to the destination fast, right? However, what you don't realize is without the journey, aka actually putting in the work, putting in the graft, temporarily sacrificing and stuff, right? Without that, there is no destination, there is no getting jacked, there is no dream physique of yours, right? So you've got to realize that if the process takes a long time, then you've got to do it. If it doesn't take long, then that's fantastic. However, in this game, building muscle, it takes a pretty long time, right? And actually realizing that it takes a long time and it's not a quick process is actually a blessing in disguise. As painful as it is when you first realize that it takes a long time, this is actually a blessing in disguise, because that allows you to align with the reality of building muscle. Therefore, you start your journey, you stop complaining, you get your head down, you do the work, you go to the gym, you eat your food, and then you end up getting to the destination a lot quicker than you anticipated it to be, right? And I'm going to get into something really important at length with that in just a little bit, but there are a couple of more points I want to go through before I get to that towards the end of the video. And now we are aligned with reality, here are 3 things I want to go over with you guys that is going to help you get jacked. You need to give it time, right? Something that I really like to teach the people in my community and on previous YouTube videos as well is that the gym is a long-term game, and if you don't necessarily play the game how it's meant to be played, then you're not going to be good at the game, you're not going to be able to level up, you're not going to be able to progress, you're not going to be able to get that XP. For example, right, if you play Minecraft how you want to play, you know, and you don't necessarily play how you're meant to, then you're not going to level up, you're not going to, you're not going to, like, win the world. I haven't played Minecraft in such a long time, it's just an example. But if you actually aligned yourself with the reality of how it's meant to be played, so you use the right controllers, you do the right things, you look in the instruction manuals, you look at how to get better, you're going to inevitably improve, right? Because you aligning yourself with how the game is meant to be played. So because of that, you're going to get better. And it's just like this with the gym. If you play the gym game like it's going to happen fast and you have that mindset, then you're inevitably going to crumble. Because when it doesn't happen as quick as you want it to, you're going to be disappointed, you're going to be sad, and you're going to quit as a result of not seeing the results you want, and because it's not as fast as you anticipated it to be. So the best thing you can do is give it time. Be pessimistic, right? However long you may think it will take now, double that time, triple that time, quadruple that time, even 5x the amount of time you think it will take to get to where you want to be, and that is probably going to be the reality, right? Drills like that and actually acknowledging that it takes a long time and that you're prepared to work over a long period of time is the best thing a human can possibly do in this situation, with building muscle and all of that good stuff, right? So that's the first thing that I wanted to go over with you guys. You've got to just give it time, right? However long you think it is now, double that, triple that, quadruple that, or 5x that, right? And that is going to help you so much, and I'm going to get into that mindset because that really heavily links with it. But that's the first thing. The second thing is to do the fucking work, right? This video is not to tell you what you want to hear. This video is to tell you what you need to hear, right? If you don't do the work, then you are simply not going to get anywhere. And if you're a beginner to the gym and you're watching this video, then please do not be intimidated, because I've got so many videos on how to actually start doing the work, and I'll recommend one in the in one of the top screens so you can get started and you actually know what to do. Because the best thing to do when you're a beginner is not actually do everything straight away. It's to build yourself up to be able to do everything straight away. So I get into that in other YouTube videos. However, doing the work, so going to the gym consistently, eating in a calorie surplus, hitting your protein goals, making sure your muscles are recovering before you train them again, right? It's hard. Sometimes it can be easy, sometimes it can be hard, sometimes it can be fun, sometimes it can be not fun. Whatever the weather, doesn't matter how you feel, you've got to get the work done, right? And that is simply how you get jacked the fastest, in the fastest possible way. So that's step 2 out of 3. Step 3 out of 3, the most important thing, and if you're a beginner, listen, enjoy the process, right? There's so much information on social media out there nowadays that tells you do this, do that, do A, do Z, do B, do Y, do C, do X. But if it doesn't work for you and if you don't enjoy it, then what's the point? Right, obviously you've got to do stuff along the way that you may not necessarily enjoy, such as eating the last meal throughout the day to be in a surplus when you may not feel hungry, or going to the gym when you don't feel like it. However, you want to be on a workout program you enjoy. You want to be excited to do exercises in the gym. For example, after I've filmed a block of YouTube videos, I'm going to go to the gym, do a chest session. I can't wait to get on an incline Smith machine, right? One of the most important uh, you know, things behind me getting to where I am now, gaining over 27 kilos in 4 years, and me staying consistent and loving this, is actually doing stuff I enjoy, right? If someone online says that, X is the most optimal exercise, but I don't enjoy X and I enjoy Y instead, and Y actually works better for me, even though some person on YouTube backs up X exercise with scientific evidence and that it's better for muscle hypertrophy, what actually will be better is what you prefer and what you enjoy and what works for you, right? So enjoy the process, do what you want to do. Obviously, it's important to learn, to watch videos, to read books, to try new things. However, but if you don't enjoy them, then don't feel forced to do them, right? If someone says that X workout program is the best, don't feel forced to do it. You can try it. There's no harm in trying things. But that's just the third thing, right? Just make sure you're enjoying the process and you're actually doing what you want to do. Because why would someone do something that they don't enjoy? Doesn't make sense. We don't live long enough on this earth to start and spend our time doing stuff we don't enjoy. So just try and make it as fun for yourself as possible. Do the exercises you want, eat the food you want, etc., etc. Right? So the last thing that I want to go over, right, is sort of the overarching lesson of this, right? And this is sort of to add on to the secret to be getting jacked fast. So as I said at the end of the video, it's to stop thinking it will happen fast, and it's as simple as that. However, this mindset to adopt is exactly how to do that, right? So how to actually stop thinking it will happen fast and just to sort of get over the destination and just sort of start focusing on the journey is have pessimism about the time it takes, but have optimism in your abilities and your capabilities to eventually get towards the destination in however many years it may take, right? And if you don't necessarily know what this means, being pessimistic is basically expecting the worst, right? So in terms of being pessimistic about the time frame, you want to basically expect the worst in terms of, you know, as I just say, give it time. It's not going to happen so quickly. It's going to take years, right? That's pessimism, right? Actually assuming it's going to take longer than it actually may be, right? And then when you get to the goal, it may be a lot sooner than you thought because of your pessimistic mindset towards a time frame. Therefore, you're actually going to feel a lot better about yourself, right? And the second part of this quote is be optimistic about your capabilities in yourself to actually get to the destination in the end, right? And if you don't necessarily know what optimism is, it's basically just being hopeful about events or something happening in the future. So in this situation, be optimistic, have hope, have faith, have belief in yourself that you are eventually going to get to this destination. Just don't think it's going to happen fast and be a bit more pessimistic. Expect the worst to happen, expect that it's going to take a long time, and then it's probably going to happen in a lot shorter time than you may think. Therefore, you're going to be a lot happier, you're probably going to get more results because you've adopted this mindset, etc., etc. So to sum up the video, stop thinking it happens fast, give the process time, do the work, enjoy the process, be pessimistic about the time frame it's going to take to get the destination. However, be optimistic and have belief in your capabilities that you're going to get there in the first place. So that's the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. As I said at the start of the video, if you want more help from me beyond these YouTube videos, my free community is going to be the top link in the description. It's completely free. We've got over 200 people in there, and I'll be more than happy to be able to welcome you in there, and it'll be an absolute pleasure if you want my help more beyond these YouTube videos. But if you just want to stay on YouTube, then that's no problem at all. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and if you want to stay around for more videos, I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. So if you were to drop a subscription, that would genuinely mean a lot, and it will go a long, long way. And I'll be very grateful if I can help you further with these YouTube videos. So that's it for me in this video. I'll see you next time.